everybody? Dang, I dang near gotta take these off. What's poppin', y'all? What's poppin'? You are now tapped into Jammin' with Juice. Uncut, unraw, unfiltered, unedited. This is the Thirsty Thursday version of Jammin' with Juice. And I got Benjamin here. Lovely Benjamin.
It's amazing.
You know what? I'm taking these headphones off.
You can't hear nothing, bro?
No.
You going deaf, brother? Are you going deaf over there, brother?
I'm gonna need some other headphones or something at some point, but I'm going to Amazon or something.
Yeah.
But what's poppin', everybody? We haven't done a regular just Thursday show in a minute. I feel like our most recent Thursday shows have been replays on Friday.
I mean, there have been Thursday shows that just get played on Fridays on air.
Right.
It's literally no different.
Actually, I didn't even say we got Double J, J Money, J Problems in the building.
You know, J Money, J Problems, and J Smith, but the people call me Double J. You know how it is.
Yeah, I got to make sure I get that in there, okay? Because that's the homie. But yeah, no, I'm very excited to be here with Benjamin today.
Are you?
I'm a little sleepy. I don't know, because you be really making me mad. I'm not going to lie to you. You be really forcing it.
Whatever,
and be making me mad. But this is not the time or place to talk about it.
Maybe it is.
Do you want to?
No.
Okay, exactly. Because we can.
I mean, hey.
We definitely can.
I ain't ducking no action. I ain't ducking no smoke.
What are you doing right now?
I'm doing some drugs.
Okay.
So I'm doing drugs right now. This is raw, unfiltered, unedited, uncut.
This is what we do.
It's what we
drugs
do
on air.
This the real Benjamin.
It's amazing. This is some vitamin C, some emergency.
Mm-hmm. Dog,
You
does you
sick?
need water with that?
I ain't sick, Jason. Nope. I just I keep my vitamin C up. You know what I'm saying? It helps fend off disease. They say drink water with it, but look, I'm not. Just don't try this at home, kids. I'll put that disclaimer out there because ultimately, I know I got influence, but I like the taste of it, raw, unfiltered, unedited. So I just open up the pouch and I sip on it. I sip on it. I take a little taste of it. Ain't like we never did no powder as kids.
I didn't do no powder. What powder did you do as a child?
Come on now. You don't remember the Fun Dip?
I barely ate that.
You ain't never had the Fun Dip as a kid?
I didn't say I said I barely did that. I didn't really eat that like that.
Well, what about the Kool-Aid package? You ain't never just dipped your food?
That was...
The Pop Rocks?
Bro, that was unhealthy. And Pop Rocks wasn't powder.
Well, that's true. They are rock. But still, you can catch the drift. Yeah, it's like drugs, I mean, that's why we do drugs today.
I don't like the image that you're giving yourself right now. But anyway, we're going to start the show off with we haven't done a this or that in a while, but this one isn't a this or that. This one I'm about to give you is a would you rather.
What? Okay.
What are you reading it for?
Because I want to see how natural this is, and this ain't natural at all. I didn't realize, I've grown up. I've grown up, and I look at the back of everything that I actually ingest in my body. And some of these things just have some crazy chemicals in there, stuff that I can't spell. I have no idea what kind of chemical compound it is, but put it in my body.
Well, I hope you're enjoying yourself, but you need to be paying attention for this would you rather because it's really good. Like, this is a really, really good one.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
It's amazing.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's go.
All right, so it's not would you rather, but actually, yeah, it is. Would you rather have loved and lost or to have never loved at all?
All right, hold on. Before we go any further, I want to know, did you listen to Jay-Z?
I did listen to some Jay-Z.
He has a record that he says that same phrase.
Really?
Yeah, because, I just put you onto the Jay-Z, Black Album and stuff like that.
Yeah. I had to text Jason yesterday to remind me of what it was called, because you said Fade to Black. I think you were talking about the documentary.
Fade to Black the Fade to Black is the documentary.
Yeah, I had only wrote that down. I didn't write down
the Black Album is the album.
Yeah, so that's what I was listening to yesterday. But that is not where I got this question from.
I want to be forever young. Honestly, I'd rather had loved and lost than to not had loved at all. I think we're here in this lifetime to experience as much as we possibly can, and why wouldn't you want to experience love? And not just receive it from like your parents or your upbringing, but to actually go out there and find somebody who you genuinely share a connection with.
Not even necessarily in a romantic type of way, just in general. Would you rather to have never loved at all or to love at all? The reason why I asked this is I was thinking last night, I got really sad thinking about my dog.
For real?
I did, just because he's getting older. And it made me think how I always said, like, man, I probably don't think I would get another dog once he does end up passing away.
It takes some time, bro.
Because it's like, why would I want to go through that again?
Yeah.
And so it started making me thinking, like, dang, what is even the point of loving this thing so much
when it's gonna go?
When it's just gonna go away, and it's gonna like really hurt you and really bruise you and really like do something to you. So it's almost like, dang, I wish I wouldn't. Well, I don't say this, but it almost makes you think like, man, I wish I would have never had him at all, so I don't have to feel that pain.
That's interesting,
because
man.
It's like, why would I get another dog and go through that again?
But that's kind of like a part of life, though.
And nothing has happened to him. But,
God bless him. God bless baby Blaze. You know? Because it is unfortunate when you lose something that you love.
Yeah.
I remember when I lost my dog and she died. Hey, definitely. I didn't know I actually even loved my dog that much until she actually passed away. My little brother cried. My mom, she was sick.
They're part of your family.
Dogs definitely become a part of your family. Like, let's get this correct. You wake up with your dog. Sometimes your dog wakes you up. You share all these memories together. It's just one of these things where although you know that this thing is going to die, more than likely sooner than you, which is very unfortunate. I'd rather still have that experience to be able to enjoy it. It's kind of like being able to be on a roller coaster. I like roller coasters.
I hate roller coasters.
You got to experience one time, have you?
I have. I don't like them.
I'd rather had the experience and then be able to be like, okay, I never want to do it again, than never had the experience whatsoever. I think these things help us build character, help us build who we are as people, and helps you grow, as a person, especially when we talk about having connections and relations with people. Like you said before, whether it's just a dog that you have, a family member that you love, or somebody that you are romantically involved with.
Yeah.
I'd rather be able to actually enjoy that at some point in my life versus never experiencing that whatsoever. Those are the people that I really... Actually, I'm not gonna lie to you. The people who never get in any relationships, those people are very weird to me. Yeah, because I don't see how you became 35 years old and you've never had a girlfriend or a boyfriend. Like,
had standards.
I mean, you could have standards,
I'm just
but
kidding. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just kind of weird to me, especially as a man. It's like, bro, you ain't never hit nothing, fam. Like, you ain't never touched the poontang, not one time.
That's like, not a thing that's necessary.
It's not necessary, but it's one of these things that majority of people do. And it's just like, dog, you've never had a girlfriend, or you've never had a boyfriend. You've never had somebody that you, outside of yourself, that you genuinely cared for. I don't know. It's kind of a red flag in my opinion.
Sherwin had said something like last week when I was going to the Tsunami Express car wash. I was listening to him, and he said something like, the people or the guys who really get no action, like none at all, they become like shooters.
Sheesh.
Because he's like, they don't get none at all. And they just don't care about anything. They don't love anything. They just are basement dwellers or something like that. And those are the ones you really got to watch out for, because it's like, you're a weirdo. Like, you need some type of affection or something.
Yeah, you need to release that tension at some point. All right. I know somebody. I'm not gonna throw no names out there or anything like that, but there's a gentleman that I know. He lives in Racine. I'll say that, and he's never been intimate with anyone, although he's tried. He's also lives with his mother and happens to be a basement dweller. And if I'm 32, this man's 31. And I think to myself, like I've been out on rendezvous with this dude before. Like, well, we all trying to talk to females and stuff, and he just seems to be the more aggressive one. Huh?
I think keep going.
Yeah, he just seems to be the more aggressive one a lot of the times. And I think that's why he lacks in that department. But again, I think it's one of these things that everybody should try to experience love at some point in their life. You know, again, whether it's romantically, owning a dog or owning some kind of pet that, you know, you care for, or just, you know, having a love for something.
Yeah.
I think it's part of the human experience, in my opinion.
I mean, it definitely is, but I just hate that we have, like, going through pain as part of life. You know, like, I hate that is a thing.
Yeah.
Like, especially for people who have a lot of friends or who have a lot of family and, like, they love a lot of people love them. It's like, the older you get, the more people you know that are going to pass away. And it's like, truth. That's a lot of hurt and pain that you're gonna have to go through because you know so many people, because you love so many people. And it's like, yeah, you can appreciate the memories and the time that you had with them, but part of that is still just like, man, that sucks.
It's a hard truth.
Like, that sucks.
It's a hard fact about life. I was listening to a podcast earlier this week, and I wish I could quote exactly what the gentleman said. I believe I was watching a podcast with T.K. Kirkland. It was talking about people that you form these connections with, and eventually, you know, these people are going to eventually pass away, right? Like, somebody's going to pass away, whether it's a brother, sister, cousin, family member, whomever, mom, pops, whomever. And it's like, when you're a kid, you're just so innocent. You're not thinking about the real facts of life. You're not really thinking about all these truths to life that are actually going to happen. They're bound to happen. It's inevitable that these things will happen. And when you become older and you become conscious and aware of these things that are happening around you, it's just such a tough pill to swallow. Like, part of you would still love to be able to live in the naivete of a minor, of a child, you know, of a child's mind. But once you become aware of your surroundings, truthfully, you know, and you become conscious of what's going on around you, it's a hard truth, a hard pill to swallow, but that comes with the maturity and growth of just living life. Like, you're going to understand that these people that you love and see each and every day eventually going to pass. It's sad. It's like Wolverine. It's like Wolverine in the Marvel Comics universe. Wolverine, if people do not know, he has regeneration powers. The man's like 250 some odd years old. However, all the connections that he's formed throughout his life, he just knows for a fact all the women he's loved, all the friends he's had, they're going to all die sometime in his lifetime, and he's going to outlive them. And that's a very sad life. That's why, you know, when people ask, like, how long do you want to live? Some people are like, oh, man, hey, look, if I can get to just good 50, I'm good. Other people are like, man, I don't want to live to be 100. That has to be somewhat lonely. Like, if I don't even form my own family, if I don't form my own genuine connections with people, it's going to be lonely, because by the time I get there, everybody and everything I would have known by that time would have changed.
Or, like, think about the oldest person in the world, right? Like, to know that everybody before them is gone. Like, every single person before them is no longer on the earth, and they are the oldest person that is living. Like, that's a crazy thing to think about. Like, all of your friends are gone, all of your parents are gone, all of your aunties, uncles, your teachers, like, everybody. Everything that you knew is completely just gone, and it's just you. You're the oldest person in the world. Like, that's wild to me.
But then again, it goes back to the question that you posed. You know, would you have rather loved and lost, or just not have ever had it at all? Because for that person who lived to be 122 years old, oldest person in the world, would they have been better off not living, not experiencing what life really is? You know, it's very poetic, but it's one of these things, again, like I said, that it's a hard truth, you know. I mean, obviously, you know that, you know, my father passed away last year, and it's still something that I'm still coping with, still figuring out how to navigate through, wrap my mind around, even when it comes down to the idea of how to experience love. You know, I have a record, or a verse, I should say, that I actually put all of what I feel and have felt during this time in there. But on one of the parts in my record, I go on to say, it's like, what the fuck is love if you can't feel it from above? Yeah, I can cuss now, right? I can cuss. But what the fuck is love if you can't feel it from above? Someone call 911. I'm about to spill a bunch of blood. That's what I go on to say.
Yikes.
And it's just one of these things where, if I can't feel my father's presence, somebody that I loved, wanted to know more, wanted to just thought that I'd see him for the rest of my life, if not the rest of my life, at least until I had children. That's what I personally believed. My dad was super healthy, to my knowledge. Thought the man, and even my father's lineage, they tend to live to be 80, 90 years old. So I'm like, man, I got another at least 20 years with my pops. But that wasn't the case. That's not what God intended. God intended to take him from this earth how he did, and it's just one of these things that it's like, dang, it's forever burned in my mind, engraved in my mind what happened with my pops, but more so, how am I getting through it, right? How am I figuring out step by step, man, are you okay? It's just one of these things where, like we said before, would you have rather loved?
Like, would you have rather to just not have known him at all, to be like, oh, well, at least I won't have to experience that pain? Mm-hmm. Or do you be like, oh, well, I'm glad I was able to live through it so I can have the memories and pass down all the information and the knowledge and the wisdom and the everything that you got to have, like the memories. Like when you were saying sometimes you want to, I don't remember exactly how you worded it, but about the naivete about being a kid, it's like sometimes ignorance really is bliss.
It is bliss.
Like I think about that all the time. Just sometimes there are things that I just don't want to know, because without knowing it, I'm happier. Mm-hmm. And it's like I just want to stay in that bliss, even if it is a little bit ignorant.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that's a safe spot, but at the same time, nobody knows how long we're going to be here. However, eventually your eyes will be peeled to the truth of what's going on around you. It's kind of like if you want to be a kid the rest of your life, continue to believe in Santa Claus, but eventually you're going to see your parents bringing in them presents, and that's might hurt you, but it's a truth that you need to know, because you need to grow in this life if you're gonna help out the next generation that's coming up after you, or if you do plan to pass on your knowledge, which I believe everybody should. I think passing on your knowledge is what truly makes you immortal. Sharing your life experiences, leaving it in a book, leaving it, since we're in the digital world, leaving it on a video, vlogging, things like that. Somebody one day will pick up what you have put down, and hopefully that information is just enough. If not, hey, I just saw the truth on a bus, by the way.
It's now going past?
I guess so. I guess we got bus marketing now. All right. But yeah.
They brought that back.
No, for real, they should have. But it's just one of these things to me where I much rather would have loved and lost than not knowing it at all. That's something that I definitely do think about in regards to my father's passing, because he wasn't around in my childhood life, and if he was, he picked me up every 2-3 years or something like that.
I'm here to see my son.
Hey, for real, I'm telling you. I'll never forget one time my dad was so mad and upset that he had to come pick me up, because he did not want me for the weekend. He did not want me for the weekend. So what he did is he made a he came to pick me up, right? And he just nitpicked at everything that I did as soon as I hopped in this car. Like, I hopped in this car. He's like, man, what's wrong with your fro, man? Why you ain't pick your fro out? I'm like, dang, Dad. He's like, go get a pick right now. Go get a pick and go and pick your hair out. And I went and picked my hair out.
Oh, that's straight out of a movie, bro.
It really was, bro, because I'm telling you, I came back and forth to my dad's car 3 times. And by the last time, he was like, man, go back up in there and change your shirt. And then I came back out and he left. He was gone. Yeah, bro. Yeah, I cried. What
does that even mean?
Well, what I'm saying is,
I mean, what did he do that for?
Man, Daddy, I'm sorry. But my dad used to smoke crack sometimes too. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know this until I got into my adult years. But then as I look back and reflect, I'm like, bro, this man sometimes was on his crackhead shit. Sometimes he'd be having this crack.
So when Joel has said that in his comedy, you felt that.
Hey, I knew what he was talking about, because that's some real stuff though. Sometimes they really be out here fiending, and these might be your parents. I used to know that my dad would be angry about certain things, and I'm like, man, I can feel some tension in his voice. What's up, man? But
his spirit's vibration is off.
Vibration off. I'm hearing it through the phone. I don't even know this man like that, but I know he upset. But sometimes it would be things like that. But other times it'd just be that he didn't know how to regulate his own emotions. So yeah, it's just one of those things. But again, I would have much rather known known my father than not known him at all. A lot of the things that I learned through him are things that I still use to this day, you know. So shout out to my dad, but again, I'd much rather go ahead and love than not love at all, you know.
I kind of want to unpack a little bit of that, what you said about the emotionless things. Like, I think that's a man. I don't want to say that's a man thing, because all men are not like that, but I think men more than women, they really don't know how to unpack their emotions, or they really don't know how to express what they're feeling. Because I watched the Nick Cannon thing a little bit with the doctor. I forgot her name. My apologies.
That bad bitty.
Sure. And he was pretty much saying like, oh yeah, I got like attachment issues, and I got this, I got that, and that's why I like run from women, and I run from conflict, and you know, all this other stuff. And it's just like, man, I be feeling bad for y'all sometimes, because you really can't express how you feel for real without like feeling like people really truly care about what it is that you're saying.
I think that's true. I think that's 100% true. Especially, I mean, even for myself, a lot of times, you know, it's like you may go and try to open up, right? You try to open up and actually express how you feel, and hopefully you're talking to somebody who you truly trust. But a lot of times, especially in relationships, those things get thrown back in your face one way or another, you know, and then that hurts, because it's like, dog, I was just vulnerable to you. Like, why are you doing this to me? But same time, it's just like, okay, I ain't finna say nothing. I'm just finna go ahead and walk it off, you know, and just go back into my own little bubble how I did before, and everything was okay. Because as soon as I get to expressing my emotions, now the woman starts looking at me weak. You know, now I'm weak because I'm expressing how I feel, and she might not even go and say that. But now in the back of her mind, it's like, okay, I don't know if I'm dealing with a man or not. You know,
which is crazy to me.
It's crazy
because everybody has emotions.
Everybody has emotions.
And I really do hate how society tells men certain things, like put certain things in their heads.
Yeah, and I mean, you know,
so many double standards.
It's double standards, and I think it comes down to how you were raised. Because even when I think about back to how I was raised and formed into the man that I am today, I didn't have no like masculine energy at the crib. My mom was trying to be masculine in ways, and I think sometimes that twists the psyche of how young men grow up. Like, I remember my mom telling me I wasn't a man enough because she basically called me a pussy. She was like, stop acting like a little pussy. And
yikes.
Yeah, but the reason she said it is because I didn't want to touch a hot iron. Like,
oh yeah, I remember you said that.
I'm like, she wanted me to touch a hot iron. Like, bro, I'm not touching no hot iron. Oh, come on, you being scared? No, I'm not doing it. And I remember just running upstairs into my room crying. I had my little dog.
What she want you to do that for?
I think she was just testing how tough I was.
Oh, wow.
But that's what I'm saying. It's
like maybe you just needed to go like.
But and that's all I'm saying, because like my big sister, she's like, that man, Ben, it ain't nothing. I'm touching it. Why don't you touch it? I ain't touching no hot iron, bro. I'm 7. Like, let me be a kid. But at the same time, sometimes these women who are single mothers, you know, are trying to groom and grow their young men into actually being a man, and in their mind, sometimes
and that's part of it. Huh?
Yeah, sometimes that's why I said sometimes. These single mothers twist the psyche of young men into telling them what they believe a man is supposed to be, instead of actually having a man be around showing this young man what a man really is. Because sometimes I feel like women have a misnomer about what being a man is. Some women just believe that because I'm yelling or whatever, I'm being more masculine than the next person. However, there's a man right now who doesn't have to yell, and he can move with body language and do exactly what that woman did, and that's all he needed to do. He didn't need to raise his voice, but to compensate for his lack of masculinity, which he already has. Some women try to overcompensate by doing things like that, and it's just like, there's no need for it. But however, this is the world that we live in. So when you're dealing with a young man trying to grow up and become a man, you know, for him to express his emotions to a woman who already is filled with emotions, he cannot, because she's trying to groom him into a man and be emotionless. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is the world that we live in. This is a society that we have built up over the past whatever 100 years.
But how do we break it though?
Then we start talking about it. You know, we start talking about it. We start having more mentorship programs where if you are a young man out there with no father or no guidance hopefully there's a mentor out there like myself or like a Shake or like a Jason who's willing to talk to this young man and let him know what masculinity really looks like. Because again, some people have a skewed version of what masculinity looks like.
No, it does.
To some people, the only masculinity that they know is toxic masculinity.
Yes.
Which is unfortunate.
Yeah, because even me and you, we had this conversation about the difference between like masculinity and femininity. And you were like, okay, what do you think it means to be masculine?
Yeah.
And what did I say? I said, like, well, I think being masculine. It's so crazy because some of the stuff that I was naming, like, women can do as well. But depending on if you believe in, like, traditional roles, then it goes more so for the man. But I was saying stuff like, okay, well, I think being masculine is, like, how you move, the things that you say.
They got me. Oh, go on though, Juice.
I'm sorry. How big your eyes got.
It was almost over for me, Sir Chance. All right, it was almost over for me. Shout out to all the Juicy Jammers watching right now. 101.7 The Juice YouTube
That's what
page.
you get, just trying to throw back some inner
I'm over here trying to be a
emergency
man. I'm
packets.
being a man right now, all right?
Like, it's down to the point where y'all can't even, like, eat stuff the right way. Like, but anyway, I was saying that being masculine is like, okay, it's how you lead. It's how you hold your word. It's how you, like, treat people, treat others, how you think, you know, how you, all of those things. And yes, women can do that too, but I personally, that was just my definition. But for you, if you were to mentor someone who didn't have let's say a father or a father figure, how would you instill masculinity in that young boy? Like, what makes a man masculine?
First, I would tell that young man to...
Because it's not aggression. That's
it's definitely
misconception.
Yeah, that's definitely a misconception. I mean, sure,
or yelling and all this other stuff.
Yeah, there may be times where you do need to use that, but that shouldn't be your go-to. If you always have to be aggressive, I would say you're actually more feminine than you think. But I would definitely say to that young man to get comfortable with his emotions, so then he knows how to regulate those emotions. I would say start to use more logic. So when I'm saying use logic, I would say start thinking about the things that you're saying. Start thinking about the things that you're about to do before you do it, you know, because ultimately you being a man is ultimately you being a leader. And to know that if you're going to be a man, a true man, you're going to have to make sacrifices in your life for the people that you do love and that you do care about. And those things are including into yourself. You have to learn discipline. You have to discipline yourself to do things, again, for yourself that you need to do, but ultimately you need to do it for your tribe. Like, it's almost as if you're the head of
a lot going on.
The head of a
He
wolf
said, check that cup for tequila, Ben. That's funny.
Sir Chance funny, man. It's just water. It ain't nothing but a little water, Sir Chance. But those are the types of things I would tell that young man to do, because again, especially in this world that we're living in today, it's just a imbalance of feminine energy and masculine energy, and it's not enough masculine energy to balance out the feminine energy that's going on. That's why a lot of people are questioning their sexuality. They're confused because they're in their mind. Everybody has masculine and feminine qualities. It's just which ones are you trying to bring to the forefront at that moment? You know what I'm saying? Like having this conversation with you right now, this is vulnerability. This is vulnerability right here.
Is it really?
Yeah, this is vulnerability. Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. Every time we hop on these radios, airwaves, we're being vulnerable, articulating our ideas, our thoughts, and how we go about it.
I guess that is true, our opinions and stuff, because a lot of people are very closed off with even sharing what they think and how they feel.
Mm-hmm. But those are the types of things that I would tell a young man. You know, I would tell him to start exercising truly his mind. You know?
I was about to say.
Yeah, because ultimately I believe that a man is all mental. You know, like I think our strongest qualities is our mental traits. You know, and for a woman, I would believe that her strongest quality is the way she nurtures. So it's more so about her heart, you know, how she feels about things. That's a very powerful emotion. Mm-hmm. It's a very powerful chemical in your body that women know how to regulate and do very well. But when it comes to a man and raising a young man, I would definitely tell him to operate on his mental and focus on that as much as you possibly can, because that's where your power lies at, son. That's what I'd say.
Maybe that's why people feel as though some people feel as though the world is not ready for a woman president. Because, like you said, being masculine is like being a leader, using logic, thinking first, you know. But a woman, I feel like she can do that too. Maybe that's why she wear the power suits.
Personally, I think the reason why people are scared to
Thank you, Sir Chance.
Yeah. Thank you, Sir Chance, for straight up, man. Thank you for being a certified juicy jammer.
Okay.
All right. I think that
that's not soda.
Right? That's what I'm saying. It's just a little bubbly in my stomach. That's all. But no, in all honesty, I think one of the biggest reasons why people are afraid to have a female president or a female woman. You know what I'm saying? See, look, y'all so sensitive. That's that emotion stuff, bro. Like, come on now.
It's respect.
Female is actually what y'all sex is. Okay, it's just female. All right, you're a female. It's on your license.
I really don't care.
It says F on your license. Okay, do you take the F off and tell them to put W for woman? No. All right. All I'm saying is, I think a few of the biggest reasons is a lot of people are quote unquote Bible thumpers. A lot of people believe in a religion, and when it comes down to religion, a lot of people believe that a man is always supposed to lead. But when it comes down to the highest seat in our land, you know, being the president of the great United States, I also believe that, you know, people are afraid to see a Kamala Harris become the president of the United States because of the influence that she'll have. I mean, truly, if we're thinking about it, for her to step in that seat, being the very first woman president,
black woman too.
Yeah, black woman president of this nation, strongest seat in the entire world, if you ask me. They don't know what'll happen, and people fear what they don't know. You know, we've never seen it before. Do I believe that Kamala can lead? Yeah. But is she going to truly be the leader? That's a whole nother question for another day. Because, I mean, is the president really the person ruling the country? No. All right. They are the representative for the country. That's
like
who
the
we
face.
vote for. Yeah, there we go. Be like our Ronald McDonald for the United States. You know what I'm saying? So that's what she'll go on and do. And hopefully she does become a president, because if we allow the person on the other side, Sir Donald Trump, to become the president, I just truly believe that it'll be a lot more hatred, a lot more racist rhetoric happening. Honestly, rape gonna go up all over again, just how I did last time. So it's either like you're gonna crap on women if you vote for Donald Trump, or you're gonna support women if you get Kamala Harris. However, you're gonna still be ushering in the whole sexuality agenda. You know what I'm saying?
It's a whole lot on both sides that would happen with whether Kamala get in there or Trump get in there. So it's really like pick your poison, to be very honest.
It's
like that
always
whole
like that,
thing
though.
of like, oh, I don't know though, because I feel like back in the day, or at least when I was growing up, politics seemed to be more so just about politics. You know, like it wasn't all this extra stuff involved as far as like obviously stuff with social media, like his tweet, like Trump's tweets, or even like the whole stage thing of Kamala on the phone with the Obamas, and like it just feels like both sides are just it's too entertaining.
I mean, I think it became all about entertainment though once the TV got brought into this. That's why I always talk about Nixon versus JFK. You know, once people were able to see the president, and TV became this mass brainwashing idea.
I never even thought about that.
Yeah.
Life before TV.
Life before TV, totally different. Then you could thoroughly say, hey, you know, this is politics, and certainly they still had their own things going on behind the scenes.
But
however, they understood that, you know, doing things on the TV screen can influence the masses.
But even then, though, it feels like when Trump got in there, that's when it became strictly just more so entertainment. And that's what people, it seems like, gravitate towards. Because, like, one of the biggest scandals that happened with the Obamas, well, not really a scandal at all, but the whole tan suit idea, right? When he wore that tan suit, I guess it was the anniversary of it, like 10 years ago, like yesterday. And everyone's just talking about, oh my God, is that presidential for him to wear a tan suit? Like, that was one of the biggest things that they talked about when it came to him. And it's just like, what does that have to do with anything, right? But now we're talking about a president who literally is a convicted felon who assaults women, who is
Grab him by the...
blatantly racist, acts like they're not. Like, I mean, come on now.
I don't think Donald Trump's racist. I'll put that out there. I don't think he's racist. I believe he's just about the green. He's about the money, man. Whatever's going to get him more ratings.
Classist.
I wouldn't even say he's classist because I've definitely seen him talk to people who are classless. All right.
Yeah, he's talked to them, but I guess what I'm saying, does he respect them?
He's tried to.
How has he tried to respect the classless?
So, as people know now, Donald Trump went on to pardon the Kodak Black, right? Mm-hmm. After that pardon happened, Ray J brought Kodak Black to go meet Donald Trump. Kodak Black was zooted out. He had done tons of pills to go actually meet Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. Donald Trump, after meeting Kodak Black, was like, I think I made a mistake. Okay. He went and only pardoned Kodak Black because of what other people around him was telling him. And I'm talking about people that he's affiliated with in the black community. Again, a Ray J, a Kanye, all these other people that he affiliates with, like, seriously. But he went on to go say, like, Kodak Black, it's not that I don't like black people. He's just somebody that I'm not finna mess around with no fiend. Like, I'm not finna be around nobody who's just zooted out all the time. He could barely talk to the man, and this man, it's just like, again, I don't think Donald Trump is racist. I think that rhetoric just came out because it was something good for the left wing media to start promoting, to take away from people voting for Donald Trump and to make him kind of look a little bit bad. But then again, he also does things to make himself look bad in that light. So, but I mean, hey,
that's why I said classist. And you say he's talked to, like,
I've talked to Eric Trump. That's his son.
People.
I actually just hit him up like an hour ago.
Why you keep bringing? What does that mean?
If his son is just talking to little old Ben Jammin,
bro, no, it's not no little old Ben Jammin. You literally are in media. And they want to come on the show. Like,
that's true.
They see
that's true.
This as an opportunity to talk to black people, and that is what they want. Like, you really think they care about what the black community got going on? No.
Seems like they are.
They just are pandering for the black vote. That is literally it.
Seems like they're good friends with Tory Lowe.
Hey, that's a topic for a whole nother day. And maybe we're going to have to talk about that on Truth on Politics one of these months.
All I'm saying is I truly don't believe he's racist. I think it's
classist.
Classist. And honestly,
because I'm saying he doesn't care for people who's not in his tax bracket. I guess that's what I'm trying to say, is he doesn't really care that much about that in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Like, all them people, I almost said some bad words just now, all them people who be voting for him who are like just not cool looking. I don't want to,
I mean, I would say a lot of his
call him names.
Yeah, a lot of his voter base does align with those idealisms. You know what I'm saying? Like, their ideologies definitely align with the KKK. I would say that, but is he blatantly racist? I wouldn't say he is inherently racist. No, I wouldn't say that. But I would say the people that do support that man, whole different story. Okay.
I think he only cares about people who has the same amount of money as him.
Okay. Hey, that's cool. You know,
because he doesn't care about what happens to the poor. Like, he doesn't care. He does not care.
But see, that's why you got
black or white. That's what I'm saying. He does not care. He does not respect them. He does not care about them, and he knows that they're dumb.
Well, that's why. You know what's so crazy for you to say that though is because there's a clip going around about Kamala.
Oh, talk about 18 to
24.
That's
dumb.
Old one. And y'all got to look at the whole clip too.
Okay.
And 3.
Like, she was not being literal.
Thank you.
18 to 24-year-olds is dumb.
Thank you, Jason.
Jason, you just turned 25.
I know, and I don't know nothing about this world yet.
Okay. Hey, speak for your.
But I guess that's what I'm saying. Like, people just keep snipping it, and I know where you got that from.
Where'd I get it from?
Because we know the same person who posted about that.
Nah, I went down the rabbit hole.
Okay.
I saw it on myself. See,
all right. Well,
those are those misnomers that women we believe in. Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying, look,
what?
I'm still undecided. I really don't know who I should personally vote for. I think there is one person that should be the president for real.
How do we get here?
But we talking about masculine and feminine energy. You know, we're talking about should we have loved or not loved at all? You know, should we have ever had a president or not had a president at all? I personally, even before all this was happening, I was like, I think America should be single. Okay, I think that we went through too much in these past 8 years, if you ask me, to even be thinking about who the president should be. All right, Donald Trump didn't represent us. I don't think Joe Biden represented us, and I do believe that Kamala is indicative of a progressive future for America. So,
and I'm not like, what does progressive really mean? You know, does it mean?
Now break it down. Break it down.
Like, what does progressive really, truly mean?
Because that's
we're
what,
being honest.
That's where I think they get you. That's where they get you at. You be like, oh, I'm a progressive.
Because I'm not a progressive. Do I want the country to move forward? Yes. Do I want there to be a middle class again, like an actual middle class again? Yes. Mm-hmm. Like, do I want for people to not underestimate women just because they're women? Yes. I feel like that is very forward thinking. I think I would rather, I mean, they kind of mean the same thing. Forward thinking or forward thinking or
shout out to Brazil. I just want to say shout out to Brazil,
like,
man.
What's going on?
Vinicius Amarante. I hope I said your name correctly, but you are in the YouTube chat. I appreciate you so much. All right. So, straight up, man. Salve do Brazil. Okay. But again, it's just so crazy.
Forward thinking. I said I'm forward thinking,
and that's like good. That's good to say.
I don't know what progressive necessarily means.
If you look, all I
would love for them to define that.
If you're on the left wing and you're trying to progress towards the agenda that has been being pushed by you guys, that to me is progressive. And like you said, I wouldn't be progressive in that way. However, I am progressive in my thinking. I am progressive in the way that I believe America should still be free. Yeah. And everyone around the world should be free to think and say as they do, as they want to do, and please to be able to do. But there are some demonic things that I believe are happening on both sides. Whether we're talking about masculine and feminine, whether we're talking about gay and straight, whether we're talking about going to jail and not going to jail. There are some demonic things going on in this world, and I just want to say, y'all got to remember, do not get confused in this lifetime. There are a lot of different roads and valleys that we can go down. All right, there's a lot of detours we can take, but just remember, once your body hit that ground, you are going back to God. All right, and that's really what we all are here for. So do not get nothing confused. Don't let these people twist your mind at all.
I think that's pretty much it.
Oh, Vinicius Amarante, you speak English too?
Say something else. No, I'm kidding.
They nada to my Brazilian YouTube watcher. Okay, YouTube commentator.
A juicy jammer. Our certified Brazilian juicy jammer. Appreciate
It'd be interesting to have this person call in, because I'd actually be interested to see what they're thinking about the world right now.
Man, I think the rest of the world thinks we're crazy.
Some of the world does. So a lot of the world is looking at America as being weak. Some people would say that it's looking weak because we might be having a woman president. I don't know.
It's a whole lot to unpack, but I guess we're gonna have to do it maybe tomorrow. It is Sip to That Friday tomorrow, everybody. I said that really down and low.
It is Sip to That Friday.
Yeah, we needed the energy, Carrie. What happened?
I don't know. I felt it. I said, whoa, that sounded trash. It's Sip to That Friday tomorrow, everybody. So make sure y'all are tapped into Jammin' with Juice, 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. You already know. It's going to be me, your girl, Noni Juice, always keeping it juicy. And we're going to have Ben Jammin' in the building.
It's amazing.
DJ Brother Z is going to be out on assignment, but we are going to have Mr. Kyle Wallace up in there backing us up, doing what needs to be done on this Sip to That Friday. We also have a very special guest who is going to be joining us tomorrow. Should we tell him or let him wait?
Let him wait. Y'all see what special guests we have on tomorrow in between 12 p.m. and 1 p.m. for Jammin' with Juice. Make sure that y'all do tap in tomorrow in between 12 p.m. and 1 p.m. on this YouTube channel or on your radio airwaves in your car. Tap into 101.7 The Truth for Jammin' with Juice.
Exactly. Thanks y'all so much for tapping into the uncut, unraw, unfiltered, unedited version of Jammin' with Juice on this Thirsty Thursday.
Hey. See y'all later.
Sip on that.